Hi everybody, I'm Michelle. Today's flow, we will focus more on our hips, releasing tension. It's where we store a lot of our emotions. So let's go ahead and get started in child's pose. Bringing together your big toes and opening up your knees as wide as feels good in your body. And go a little wider than normal if you can. And rest your arms either out in front of you or alongside your body. Bring your forehead to the mat. And just allow yourself a few moments to settle in, to get the fidgeting out of the way. Once you are committed to a shape, resist any urges of fidgeting. Instead, breathe into those areas where you're feeling the urge to move and guide your breath there. Letting go of wherever it is you just came from. Letting go of wherever it is you have to be when you leave here. And committing for the next hour or so to your practice, to your breath, and to movement. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth and say, Start to activate your Ujjayi breathing, where we breathe in and out of our nose, restricting the muscles in the back of your throat, creating audible sounds on and off your mat. Breathing in very deeply and exhaling out very slowly. Focusing a little more attention on your breath, on your exhalations. And then an affirmation for today. I like to start my affirmations with I am happy. I am happy with my happy hips, moving through these flows. There is 2 of them. We'll take our time. Listen to your body. And when you're ready, start to activate your pose. Stretch your fingertips out a little further. And then lifting up your torso and walking your hands over to the right. Bringing your attention to the left side of your body. As you inhale very slowly, bringing awareness to your left hip. Moving breath through the left side of the waist. Up into the armpit, cleansing the lymphatic system. As you exhale fully and completely. Again, inhale. Pause at the top, see if you can take another little sip in. And exhale. Let's really take our time here today. No rushing. Finding that sense of grounding, that sense of acceptance. One more breath. When you're ready, you'll inhale your way back around to the left. Bringing your attention to the right side of the body. The right lung Visualizing on the right side like a balloon that you're filling up. And as you exhale, you deflate the balloon very slowly. Notice if and when you get pulled away from your breath, distracted by a thought or a noise, bring yourself back and let the noise or the thought fade into the background of your breathing, just like background noise. One more breath over here. We'll inhale our way back to center. Reminding yourself of your affirmation. It doesn't have to be happy. It can be whatever you want it to be, whatever you need right now. It can be that. When you're ready, lift up to all fours. Line up the creases of your wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Stack your hips over your knees. And we'll start to wave the spine in our cat-cows, where we inhale, let the belly dip to the earth. Lift the tail, pull the shoulders back to open up the chest, and then lift your gaze to open up the throat. And as you exhale, feel the earth beneath your hands and shins and feet, and start to push down and away from it as the back body rounds and the front body hollows. Inhale, articulating through the spine, nice and slow. Or if you already feel pretty warmed up, move at your own pace. Just listen to your body. Your breath will be the biggest indicator whether you're rushing ahead or falling behind. So make your breath the most important thing about these poses. The most interesting thing about the poses. Noticing how you make more space each time you flow in and out of your cat and cows. Maybe tuck your toes and just see if that changes the sensation in any way. If it makes it worse or better, don't feel tied to any shape here. We'll start to circle around the mat, getting more into our hips as we move to the right. Just notice how that feels as you go back, getting into the hips and the feet, and then to the left side, the hip. As you move forward, getting into the wrist. So if you feel those sensations, not to worry, it's normal. And reverse your direction. Bring it back to neutral, keeping the toes tucked, and dial the fingertips back in the direction of your knees. If that's too much, just bring your fingertips out to the side. And wherever you are, either cultivate stillness or move it side to side, or circles, or forward and back, or maybe a plank or a down dog or peacock pose. Lean back into the feet to flip the palms up, either one at a time or both at the same time. Either fingertips face your knees or fingertips face each other. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Keeping the toes tucked, just lean back towards your feet. Give your hands a little shake and place your hands back down. Preparing for our downward facing dog. So on an inhale, lift your lower belly away from the mat. Wrap your ribs in. That's what we call Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, cinching the waist a little bit more. Start to lift your knees off the mat. The spine is nice and long. You're floating your tabletop. Now at the beginning of your inhale, Mula Bandha, the space between your sit bones, as you pull the breath through the sides of the waist and up to your heart. And as you exhale, find Turbo Dog. Oh, he fell. Pushing back a little more into your toes and energizing this space between your hands, your index fingers and thumbs. Wrapping your triceps back and down as you lift the hips higher, straightening out the legs the best you can today. So we're just getting started. So you might feel that sensation in the back of your legs, and that's normal. Start to pedal it out. Move slower or make your movements a little smaller. Shake the head, knowing yes. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. On your next inhale, look up between your hands and take a little baby steps all the way up. Inhale, press down, swing one foot through. Exhale, inhale, press down, swing the other leg through. And when you get there, separate your feet to fist distance. Grab a hold of opposite elbows and allow yourself to hang heavy here. Close your eyes and just let the head, neck, and shoulders dangle, feeling the weight between your feet and evening it out. A lot of times we put so much pressure on the outer edges of our feet, we're wearing out our hip joints. So root down a little more into your inner arches, squeezing the shin bones towards each other to activate a little more in the inner thighs. Release your hands to the ground and inhale, look up halfway. On an exhale, fold, trying to straighten the legs a little bit more, feeling a little more of that sensation back there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, Mula Bandha. Pull the breath through the sides of the waist, all the way up to the heart. This time, exhale, open up your mouth. Let it go. Uddiyana Bandha. The wrapping in of the ribs like you're tightening up a corset. And on your next inhale, we're going to root down into the inner feet, squeeze an imaginary block between our legs, and roll ourselves up. Can I have that block? If you have a block, it could be handy. I'm definitely going to need it today. On your next inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Lift your gaze up towards the sky. Bring your biceps back by your ears, so don't let your head drop back. Make sure they're in alignment, keeping the neck protected, keeping the neck nice and long. Engage the front of your thighs as you lengthen the tailbone towards your heels. Inhale, Mula Bandha. Exhale, Uddiyana Bandha. It's on the exhales where we lean into those sensations. One more. Inhale, Mula Bandha. Exhale, Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale, bring your gaze forward, soften your knees, open up your arms and dive into your forward fold, chin to chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands down, step it back to a high plank pose. Inhale, lower your knees. Exhale as you hover your heart or melt your heart right between your hands. Tops of your feet come down. Inhale, scoop it through. Find a lifted cobra. Draw your shoulder blades back and down. Heart forward and up. Quality exhales. One more breath in. On an exhale, start to lift up the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg back and up. Exhale, step the right foot all the way up between your hands. Lower your back knee down and untuck the back toes. Sweep your arms up to your Anjane Asana, your low crescent lunge. Interlacing the fingers is an option. Biceps by your ears. Shoulders over your hips. Right knee over your right ankle. Using your right big toe and your inner right foot to squeeze the outer right hip back. Pressing down with your left foot and shin to hug the left thigh forward and up. Rising out of your low back. Inhale, Mula Bandha. Feel the energy of your belly pulling back to protect your spine. On an exhale, circle your arms around, frame your right foot and lift up your hips, straighten out your right leg. Take a deep breath in here. Try to balance out the weight between your right heel pulling back and your left knee and shin pulling forward. Steady your gaze. That's going to keep you focused on your breath. Or close your eyes to hone in a little more. If you want a little more into the IT band, move your right foot to the right. If that's not enough, spin your left foot off the mat and then walk your hands over to the right. What? Okay. One more deep breath in. Sometimes going deeper isn't better if it compromises your breath or the integrity of your spine. So in this flow, I really want you to listen to your body. We're going to bend the right knee, tuck the back toes and lift up the knee and rise all the way up to a high crescent. On an exhale, we're going to find our way into our goddess pose, where the knees are over the ankles. Your tailbone is drawing down, belly back, heart forward and up. Cactus your elbows. Stay here, float your heels up. The first round through this flow, we will move slow, but when we do it again, we're going to pick up the pace. So hang in there with me. Lower your heels and find side angle to the back of the mat. So left toes facing the back of the mat, left knee aiming over at your second toe, and then your back foot lines up with the front of your mat. Try not to dump all the weight in your left arm. If you want to reach your left hand all the way to the floor, feel free, go there. Equal weight in both feet, so make sure not all the weight's in that left foot. You're actively grounding through the back edge of your right foot. Rise up to warrior two, and then straighten your left leg. Triangle pose. Flip your palms. Move your hips to the front of your mat. Reach with your left hand to the back of your mat. Lower your left hand to the floor or a block, and your right hand to the sky. So make sure you're not dumping all the weight in that left hand, that you're actually pushing away from the earth. Feeling the energy of your thighs kind of lift you up. On your next inhale, you'll rise back up for a warrior two. And then your exhale, you'll cartwheel it over to the back of your mat. Lunge. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low push-up with or without your knees. Inhale, cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. If at any time you need a break, you can come back into your child's pose or come into more active rest, downward facing dog. And then inhale, lift your left leg back in. And on an exhale, bring the left knee to your nose, gaze between your hands, and step your left foot all the way up. Lower your right knee down, left knee over the ankle. Untuck your back toes, interlace your fingers, low crescent lunge. Left big toe and right knee hug towards the midline. Low belly pulls back to protect your spine. Relax your jaw, relax your face, and notice every little bit of your breath. Exhale all the way to empty. And on your next inhale, circle your arms around, frame your left foot, and shift the hips up and back to your half split pose. Left heel and right knee both press down, pulling in towards each other. And then pivoting the left toes to the left, right foot to the right, and then walking your hands over to the left. Keep flexing your left foot, pulling your toes towards your face. If you have any roundness in the back body, try to soften the space between your shoulders a little. We'll slowly make our way back, bending the left knee, rising up to crescent. And then exhale, finding goddess. Pausing here. Drawing the back of the elbows towards each other. Shoulder blades kiss, draw down towards the waist. Lift your heels if you want a little more. And don't think for a moment that I'm not feeling this, because I am. I am shaking, I am quivering, and I feel every little bit of this in my thighs and my butt. One more breath. Lowering the heels, finding side angle at the back of the mat. Right forearm to the right thigh, left bicep by your ear. Oh, there's no more peanuts left. Try not to dump all the weight in that right forearm. Feel the energy of your feet pushing away from the earth, not sinking you down into the joints. Rise up, warrior two, and then straighten your right leg. Triangle pose. Moving your hips now to the back of the mat. Reaching with your right hand to the front of your mat. Lowering the right hand to a block or the ground. Just try not to dump all the weight in that right hand. Almost like a pendulum, just swinging. Use your legs, use your quads, the engagement of your quads to keep you lifting. On your next inhale, rise up, find your way back into warrior two. And then exhale, cartwheel it over, frame your right foot. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. So we're going to go through that again. Leave a thing or two out. Maybe add a thing or two. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step the right foot through. Inhale, rise to crescent. Exhale, your right hand will grab the left wrist for a side stretch to the right. Breathing into the front of your left hip as you squeeze your right hip back and inner spiral your left thigh forward. Inhale, lift up the heel and the hands and switch your grip. Pressing the left heel back if you want a little more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, find your goddess pose. Inhale, lift the heels and the arms. Exhale, lower the heels. Inhale, side angle to the back of the mat. Inhale to warrior two. Straighten the left leg, move the hips to the back, reach with your left hand, triangle pose. Maybe your left hand can go behind the right leg now, or left leg. Rising back up, warrior two, inhale. Exhale, cartwheel it over, frame your left foot. Right hand down, left hand lift, side plank. Inhale here. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the left foot up between your hands. Inhale, rise, crescent. Exhale, left hand grabs right wrist, side stretch to the left. Pushing down that right heel if you want a little more. Pulling the right wrist if you want a little more. Listen to your body. Lean into those sensations or back off. Inhale, rise up, squeeze the inner thighs. Exhale to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale the heels. Exhale the heels lower. Inhale, side angle to the front of the mat. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten out the right leg. Triangle pose. Move your hips to the back. Reach your right hand forward and down. Maybe to the outside of that right foot this time. Zip up your quads. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel it over, frame your right foot. Inhale, side plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll go through that one more time. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, rise. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, side angle at the back of the mat. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten out the right leg, triangle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel it over. Inhale, side plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lift. Exhale, left foot steps up. Inhale, rise to your crescent. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, side angle at the back front of the mat. Warrior two. Triangle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel it over. Inhale, side plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay there in your downward facing dog or come into child's pose. Just take a few breaths here. That was our warm-up for our hips. Now we'll get into the flow. When you're ready, meet me back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Stay right there for another breath or flip your dog. Finding a little back bend. Inhale, bring the right hand down. Step your right foot up between your hands. Left hand stays down for lunge twist. Lower your right hand to the inside of the right foot. Turn your left foot flat. Lift your left arm and inhale, pull yourself up to warrior two. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Straighten out your right leg, lift up your right toes, and pivot your right toes in. Take your hands back behind you. Press your palms together and inhale, look up. On an exhale with a flat back, fold all the way over. Let your arms right away from your back. Bringing your gaze between your legs. Feeling the weight balance between both feet, pushing into the outer edges, hugging the inner thighs in. Bring your hands back to your hips and hands to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Pivot around to the back of the mat. Hop your right foot up about 1 foot distance for pyramid pose. Inhale up to your fingertips as you hug left hip back and inner spiral right thigh. On an exhale, fold. Tuck your chin to your chest. Pull your navel to your spine. And squeeze the inner legs together. On an inhale, look up halfway. Take your right hand to the inside or outside of the left foot or ankle and your left hand to your hip or sky. And then take a deep breath in. Try to find a little length in the side of the waist by hugging the left hip back. Lower your left hand. Standing split. Lift the right leg. Soften the left knee as you pistol squat your way all the way down where the right foot is out. Take a deep breath in here. Lift the right leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your left foot out a little bit more and take your right ankle on top of your left thigh for seated pigeon pose. Even if you have to lean all the way back, it's totally fine. Trying to get your right shin as parallel to your shoulders as you can. Slow down and smooth out your breath. One more breath here. So you'll either stay right here for 3 or 4 more breaths or move your left foot over to the right for the full expression of double pigeon or 90-90, whatever you want to call it. Whether that right knee or your left knee look like this, it's totally fine. If you can fold forward and that brings more intensity to the pose, do that. Sometimes it kind of takes it away. One more deep breath in. If you did a double pigeon, lean back, come back to seated pigeon. Stretch your left leg back out, bring your right knee back in, and lower all the way down. Stay here with the right knee in, or lift your right leg up. Stay here holding the leg, or reach with your arms forward and lift your head up. Just hold and breathe. Legs are both straight and strong, the best you can. We're going to inhale, rock ourselves back up, take the hands down, step the right foot all the way back, straighten out the right leg, pivot to the left for a pause, hanging heavy, or find a headstand or a handstand or any other inversion of your choice. You have 5 more breaths. So if you're still up, stay up. If your legs are up, start to lower them. We're going to come into our runner's stretch on the right side. So bend into the right knee and lift up the left toes, turning your right toes to the front left corner of your mat and the left toes up towards the sky. You can walk your hands forward or a bind, but have equal weight, moving your hips out. Left foot, right foot. And then we'll lift up and over to the other side. From here, we're going to find another side angle pose. So as you lift up out of the hips, turn the right foot flat, left toes face the left. Bring it around to a lunge and pause. Step your left foot back, find high plank. Inhale. Exhale, low push up. Inhale to cobra. And exhale back to a downward facing dog or a child's pose. You have 3 breaths. 1. 2. 1 more. This time a verbal exhale. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step your left foot up between your hands. Lunge. Lunge, twist, lift your left arm up. Arms at 6 and 12, left knee over your ankle. Bring your left hand to the inside of the left foot. Turn your right foot flat. Inhale, reach with the right arm to the sky. And then pull yourself up to warrior 2. And straighten out your left leg. Spin your toes in. Take the hands back behind you. Inhale, press the palms together. Look up. And on an exhale with a flat back fold. Let your arms right off the back. Maybe this time a little more. Bringing the hands back to the tailbone and down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, start to bend your knees left and right a few times. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Bring it around to the right, right side. Lunge to pyramid pose. Step your left foot up. So feet are about half a leg's distance. Inhale, halfway lift. Pulling your right hip back and in, or spiraling your left thigh as you exhale, fold, squeeze the inner legs together. On an inhale, halfway lift. Take your left hand to the inside or outside of your right foot or ankle, and your right hand to your hip or sky. Keep firming up the front of your thighs. And your next inhale, lower your right hand to frame your right foot, and then standing split for a breath. And then pistol squat it through. Left foot through. Pause here. Little pulses lifting for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide your right foot out a little bit more. Find seated pigeon pose, hands behind you. Don't worry how far the right foot is. You can keep it all the way out depending on your flexibility. Keeping the integrity of the spine and your breath in this pose. What's that noise? Staying here, or moving the right foot over to the left for double pigeon. Just doing your best here, making sure your ankle's not being compromised. We tend to change the pose, trying to get it. Don't try and get it. Try to be where you're most comfortable and breathe there. Just one more breath. Bringing the hands back to seated pigeon for a breath. Bringing the left foot out, rolling all the way down, lifting the left leg, kicking out the right. You can keep the left knee bent or kick the left leg up. It's up to you. One more breath here. We'll bend the right knee, rock our way up to seat. Step it back through your pistol squat. Straighten the leg, pivot the toes, runner stretch, left toes to the back, right corner of the mat, right toes lift. Stretch your arms out in opposite directions, or reach forward, or go for a half or full bind. One more breath here. Bring your hands down, lift yourself back up and over to the other side. From here, we're going to find our side angle at the back of the mat. Left toes, or left foot lines up with the edge. Right toes face forward. Bring it around to frame your right foot lunge. Exhale, step it back, high plank. Inhale, shift the weight over the wrist. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to go through all that, leave a few things out, and change a thing or two here and there. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot all the way up. Inhale, left hand inside right foot, right arm up, lunge twist. Inhale, right hand down, left foot. Bring it up, warrior two. Exhale, runner stretch at the back of the mat. Inhale, side angle at the back of the mat. Inhale, bring it around to a lunge at the back of the mat. Inhale, pistol squat it through, right foot down. Keep your butt hovering above the earth. Reach for the toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Reach it all the way up. You can keep the left knee bent or straighten out the leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Lift up a little higher. 3, 2, 1. Rock yourself up and back. Pistol squat it through. Straighten out the left leg. Pivot around to the right. Wide leg fold and hold. Or float back up to a headstand, handstand, or maybe this time a forearm stand. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the right knee, lunge forward. Exhale, step it back, high plank. Inhale, shift the weight over the wrist, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Second side, inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open up the hip, and flip your dog. Lift the heart, lift the hips. Left hand comes down, left foot steps up between your hands. Right hand stays down, lunge twist, left arm up. Left hand inside, right foot turns flat, rise up, warrior two. Exhale, runner stretch. Inhale, the back of your mat, side angle. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bring it around, straight legs to the left. Take a pause here. Bring it back around to the right. Lunge. Kick your left leg up. Pistol squat it through. Lower halfway, I messed up. Take a deep breath in here. Extend both legs out and up. Lower all the way down, pause. We're going to bend the left foot, lift up, pistol squat the right foot back through. Lift the left toes, pivot around to the right. Bring it all the way around to a right side lunge, step it back, high plank. Inhale. Exhale, low push up. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. On an inhale, lift your right leg back and up. And bring your right knee to your right wrist for pigeon pose. Stretch your left leg back. Left foot lines up with the outer left hip. Walk your hands forward. If you want a little more, walk your hands over to the left corner. Then lower your forehead. Listen to your body. Going deeper is a choice. And just 2 more breaths here. We'll slowly start to lift ourselves up, using the right hand to ground us and push us back to reach with the left hand for the left foot or ankle. And drawing the heel towards your outer left hip. Keep pulling your right hip back and your left thigh bone forward and down. Release your left foot, tuck your back toes. Lift your right knee up towards the midline. Pivot your left toes to the left. 5 fingertips on the left, and stretch with your left hand forward, bicep by your ear. And see if kicking your right foot to the left is an option. Spinning your heart open to the sky. Stay there with your left hand. Grab a hold of the top of the right foot and swing the right foot in front of the mat. Slowly making your way back to a downward facing dog. Stay here or join me in a vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Left knee to the left wrist, pigeon pose. Oh. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Always hit the pause button if I don't linger here long enough for you. When you're ready, we'll come up, grounding the left hand to reach back with your right hand for the right foot or ankle. Squeezing the heel towards your hip. Shoulders away from your ears. Neck is relaxed, jaws relaxed. Releasing the right foot. Planting your hands, bringing the left knee up towards the midline. Spinning to the outer edge of your right foot, tenting all right fingertips. Really good stretch on right side body. And stretching left leg out. to hover or place it down on the floor. It's up to you. Or grab it with your right hand and swing the foot around. Slowly making your way back. Downward facing dog. And one more vinyasa. Exhale, low push up. Inhale, cobra. And exhale to a child's pose. From here, we're just going to make our way onto our back. So if you have a practice where you like to do float through, handstands to that, play. Make this practice your own. Tailor it to your needs, your desires, your wants. Once you get on your back, place your feet down flat. Arms alongside your body. Move your belly with your breath. Synchronize it. Take one more deep breath in where the belly pushes up and down and out and all sides. And as you exhale, press down and in with your feet. I like to imagine I'm squeezing a block to keep my inner legs active and tension out of my low back. My glutes are engaged, but it's not my main focus. Stay here, interlace your fingers underneath you, just to create some more space around your neck. Stay there, reach arms over your head, or if you have a full wheel practice, go there. Make sure your neck is not pressing against the chest. It's more about the chest pushing up towards the chin. Wherever you are, if you want to lift up one leg, lift up your left and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the left foot. Lift your right leg. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take one more breath in your bridge. And on your next inhale, lower all the way down. Stretch your legs all the way out. Inhale, reach your arms over your head. Exhale, bring just the right knee in. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale the right leg out, head down, arms over the head. Exhale, bring your left knee in. And lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale 2 more times just like that. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale. Try to keep your back in contact with your mat. As you inhale, breathe into all sides of the belly, front, back, and side. Exhale, right side, last time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep your head down. Bring the right knee to your right shoulder. Keeping both feet flexed. Bend your left knee. Find a half happy baby. Bringing the right knee as close to the side body as you can. Don't worry about the knee coming all the way to the floor. Use your right hand to gently guide the foot, guide the knee down, but equally press into the hand with the right foot. You're going to stretch your left leg back to the top of the mat and right leg up and lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. Lift up your left leg. Stay here holding the leg or reach past the leg. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your left knee in, rest your head down, feet are flexed, right leg back down. Bend the right knee, half happy baby on the left. Keeping that right hip grounded, not too much energy there, nice and relaxed. If you have to, just lift up this left foot a little bit. And your next inhale, the left leg will go straight, right leg will go straight and hover. Use your hands to assist or reach past the hands for 10, leg 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring both knees in. Rock it side to side. Crossing your right knee over your left. Pause here. Place your left foot down. Open up your arms wide like a T. Scoot your hips to the right. And slowly lower your knees to the left. Keep your right shoulder grounded. If it's too much, uncross your knees. If it's not enough, hook the right foot behind your left. Looking right will intensify the stretch. Inhale your gaze back to center, your knees back up, center the hips, uncross your legs, cross your left over right. Bring the knees in and pause here. Place your right foot down. Move your arms out wide like a T or cactus the arms. Scoot your hips to the left and bring your knees to the right. One more breath. Inhale back to center. Separate your feet this time. Bring your knees together. Just take a moment, decompress. Bring your knees back in and together. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Give yourself a big hug. Lower your head down. Bring the soles of your feet to touch and lower your feet between your legs. Allow your arms to come away from the body, palms face up to a very relaxed place. Staying here for the duration of your Shavasana, the most important pose out of all of the ones we do. We do all of them to get to this place of deep relaxation, mind, body, and spirit. Stretching the legs out to each corners of the mat when and if you're ready. Returning to normal breathing. Keeping all of your attention on your breath. Noticing all the sounds around you. Noticing the sensations of your clothes on your body and the parts of the body in contact with your mat. Notice the taste in your mouth. The gaze behind the eyes, observing your breath. I hope you received what you needed to help you find a little more mobility in your hips, a little more space and freedom to move. Thank you for joining me. Stay happy. Namaste.